The Pentagon says it killed 5 people in a pair of airstrikes on boats in the eastern Pacific, claiming they were carrying drugs, though again providing no evidence. The latest attacks bring the Pentagon's claimed death toll in similar attacks to over 100 since September. This comes as leaders of the United Nations and Latin American nations are calling on the Trump administration to halt the extrajudicial killings and to end its threats of a regime change war against Venezuela. This is the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, speaking Wednesday.
Reiteramos la posición de México.
We reiterate Mexico's position according to our Constitution of non-intervention. No foreign interference, self-determination of peoples, and peaceful resolution of controversies. We call for dialogue and peace to resolve any international controversy, not intervention.
The suspect in the Brown University mass shooting was found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound Thursday night in a Salem, New Hampshire storage unit he'd rented. The suspect was identified as Claudio Neves Valente, a 48-year-old Portuguese national who attended Brown University in 2000-2001. He was reportedly enrolled as a graduate student from the fall of 2000 to the next spring. Brown President Christina Paxson said in a statement, quote, during his time at Brown, Neves Valente was enrolled only in physics classes, and it's likely he would have taken courses and spent time in Barras and Halley, referring to the building where the shooting took place. Authorities said they believe Neves Valente is also responsible for the murder of the award-winning MIT physics professor Nuno Loureiro at his home in Brookline, Massachusetts, just 48 hours after the Brown shooting that killed 2 students and wounded 9 others. Neves Valente was reportedly a teaching assistant in the same university in Portugal Loureiro attended between 1995 and 2000. Investigators say tips from a Brown campus custodian helped to narrow down the days-long search for the suspect. Neves was reportedly spotted at Brown's Barras and Halley building in the days before the shooting, including at least twice by the custodian, who said he'd seen a person wearing a surgical mask and whose clothing matched the individual seen in surveillance footage released by police. In the wake of the killings, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced the Trump administration is suspending its diversity visa lottery program. Neves Valente entered the country on a student visa in 2000 and was granted a green card through the visa program in 2017. We'll have more on this story later in the broadcast. In Gaza, Israeli airstrikes on a town east of Khan Yunis have killed 4 Palestinian civilians, including a woman, over the past 24 hours. This follows air and artillery strikes in the cities of Rafah and Khan Yunis, the latest in a series of near-daily ceasefire violations by Israel's military. Separately, a child in the Nuseirat refugee camp died after triggering unexploded Israeli ordnance. And Doctors Without Borders said Thursday a 29-day-old baby died of hypothermia at Nasser Hospital, the latest Palestinian to freeze to death as Israel prevents aid convoys from bringing tents and other portable shelters into Gaza. Nursing team supervisor Bilal Abu Sada said, quote, children are losing their lives because they lack the most basic items for survival. Babies are arriving to the hospital cold with near-death vital signs. Even our best efforts are not enough. They say the war has ended, but people are still having to fight for their lives, unquote. The Trump administration's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, is hosting talks in Miami today with senior officials from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey focused on the next phase of the Gaza ceasefire agreement, which Gaza officials say Israel's violated more than 800 times since it took effect on October 10th. The meeting comes after the Middle East Eye reported the U.S., Israel, and UAE have discussed using profits from Gaza's undeveloped offshore natural gas supplies to help pay for the reconstruction of the territory. Meanwhile, the Trump administration's announced a new round of sanctions on staff members at the ICC, that's the International Criminal Court in The Hague, citing the court's ongoing probe into Israeli war crimes. In Britain, advocates are calling on the immediate release of 6 political prisoners awaiting trial for supporting the banned protest group Palestine Action. More than 800 doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals have warned the activists are at risk of dying as they have not received proper medical attention, some after over 40 days on hunger strike, protesting their treatment in prison and calling for their release on bail. This is the sister of Palestine Action prisoner, 28-year-old Kamran Ahmed.
He is on day 39 of his hunger strike. He's had 2 hospitalizations since the start of his hunger strike, having only come out of his hospitalization last week. Whilst they were able to stabilize his ketones, they are steeply on the rise again. But what is